So let's talk about some of the features of Appium. When somebody asks you what are the features of Appium or what are the advantages of Appium or why do you choose Appium for your mobile automation tool? So if somebody asks you any of these three questions, the answer is same. So let's go by point. The major advantage of Appium is it's a free tool. It's an open source and it is free. You don't require to pay any rupee to them. It's absolutely free. Anybody can download and anybody can use it without paying anything. And it supports both Android and iOS applications. Any application that is developed for Android or iOS, it supports both. As I discussed, it supports native, mobile web, hybrid applications. So you might wonder or you might have a question, what is native and mobile web and hybrid? I'm going to talk about that in the next slide. And it supports cross-platform. You can test the Android application on Windows machine or Linux machine or Mac OS. It doesn't restrict you that you have to use only Mac or you have to use only Windows. You can automate your Android application either by using a MacBook or Windows or Linux. If you have any one of this machine, you are capable to do automation for Android application. But when it comes to iOS, to automate the iOS application, you must have MacBook. You must have Mac OS supported machine. That could be either MacBook or that could be either Mac Mini. Any one of them you should have. The other advantage of Appium is it supports multiple programming languages. So when it comes to automation, you need to write the code. And to write the code, you should have some programming language knowledge. But when it comes to Appium, you can use any programming language. For example, you know Java and you can use Appium to write your automation code. Let's say somebody knows only C#. They can still use the Appium to write their automation code. Or if somebody knows Python, Perl, Ruby, PHP, or JavaScript, they can use Appium to write their automation code. It is not mandate you that you have to learn this language to use the Appium. Unlike other automation tools, for example, if you take QTP, of course that is a web application automation tool, but just giving an example. If you take a QTP, it restricts you that you have to use VB script. To use the QTP, you need to go with VB script. If you take IBM RFT, that is also a web application automation tool. If you take IBM RFT, that restricts you to use only Java. Unlike other tools, Appium allows you to write the automation code in any programming language of your own choice. And it also supports any framework. There are multiple frameworks are available in the industry. Multiple test frameworks are available in the industry. One is TestNG and other one is JUnit. You can combine your automation code using either by JUnit or TestNG. But the most advanced and most demanded framework is TestNG. In our course also, we are going to use the TestNG. The other major advantage of Appium is that you don't have to modify your app. You don't have to recompile your app. If you want to automate an application, if you want to automate a mobile application, that could be either, for example, take a calculator or alarm, or you take an Amazon application. If you want to automate any application of your choice, You don't require to modify the application, and you don't require to recompile your application. And also it doesn't require source code of the application. You just need to provide the input of where the APK file is, where the .apk file is in case of Android. In case of iOS, you just have to provide where the .app file is. So that is enough for you to start writing the automation code for Appium. There are many other tools where you need to modify your application code, or sometimes you require to recompile it. But Appium doesn't need that. That's another advantage of Appium. So that's about features of Appium.